Hey guys, welcome to You the Boss podcast, episode 32. I'm your host, Pam, and today we're going to be talking about time. Before we get started on this episode, I want to say thank you to everyone that's been listening. We took a pause here at the boss office to, live life and take care of some things, and we are back. We are doing it. We are doing the things. So today we're going to be talking about time. First, let's start with the definition of time. As per Google, time is the measured or measurable period during which an action, process, or condition exists or continues duration. We always talk about time like it's this infinite resource. We take every day for granted, and don't tell me you don't, because we all do. And before you start saying, I don't take my days for granted, or that's not true, I understand time, just think for a second what you've planned to do or participate in or attend that isn't today, the day that you're listening to this episode. Maybe it's a wedding that's in a couple of weeks, a dinner that you've scheduled to catch up with a friend. Isn't that then technically assuming that you're going to make it so that you can fulfill this commitment that you've planned for? It's not a bad thing, of course. It's important for us to look into the future and make plans. As a species, that's one of the things that differentiates us from others. We can make plans. We can make choices. It's something that we thrive on. From the moment that we're born, it's important for us to look into the future, to nurture. We get that nurturing from our families, from our friends. We go to school. We're taught to do different things and prepare us for our future and to adulthood and to follow this path of success in time. But at some point, we do have to remember that time is finite. We shouldn't always assume that tomorrow will always come. When I was younger, one of those Spanish sayings my mom would say to me would say, "Rema lento llega pronto," which means move slow, get there fast. She would say things like, tomorrow is another day. And, as a kid, you hear these sayings from your parents and you're like, okay, well, how do you know? Or okay, whatever, mom, whatever you're saying. And again, while it's important, not to live the doom and gloom of, well, I might not be here tomorrow, it is important to just keep that in the back of your mind, to remember that time is finite. Right now, it's a societal trend to say things like, be kind, we don't know what people are going through, or carpe diem, seize the day. And I was thinking about this and I thought to myself, well, how about make the phone call today because they might not answer tomorrow? Or send the flowers just because today. Don't wait for the birthday, for the when this happens. I know that it sounds grim to say this. It may sound kind of heavy. And I promise that it's coming from a place of awareness, but it's also coming from a place of love. And you guys know here at You the Boss that sometimes things are uncomfortable to say, but we're going to say them. We're going to put them out there and we're going to get you thinking and we're going to challenge you because that's what being a boss is all about. Have we not learned in the last 3 years anything about time? While I was writing the notes for this episode, it actually took me a couple days because, yes, it's been a while since I've recorded an episode, but also I kept coming back to finish them and I kept deleting and I kept getting too much in my head about it. And next thing I knew, it had been a week while I was writing this episode. And I'm like, it's never taken me that long to write an episode. And I think the reason that was because I really wanted to get this message across, because I really wanted to give you the message of time. And the thing that I kept coming back to in those days was book the trip. Send the text. Start writing the book that you want to write. It doesn't matter who's going to read it. It doesn't matter whose hands it's going to get into. Just start writing it. That business idea that's been haunting you for weeks, months, years, start it. Apply for the job and see what happens. Wear the outfit now. Stop holding on to the mom guilt, to the spouse guilt, the daughter guilt, the guilt of I'm not doing enough, I can't do enough, I'm not doing this, I keep yelling, I keep misusing the time, let go of those things. We are spending so much time feeling guilty, saying things like, when I do this, I will do this. We're taking this precious time that we don't get back for granted and doing the least productive things, like having that internal dialogue of talking down to ourselves, of doubting ourselves. And no, I'm not speaking from a standpoint of those times where medical occurrences happen or therapy where we need additional help. Those things are valid, and that's not what I'm talking about. So please, if you are in a state right now where you need those things, don't misunderstand my message. But I am talking to the visit that you keep putting off. I am talking about, oh, well, I don't have the money to go see my sister. I don't have the time from work. The thing that we keep putting off. I want to challenge you to take a moment and think about the last year. What were you doing today, the day that you're listening to this episode? So I'm recording this June 28th. What were you doing on this day a year ago? Do you remember what you wore? Maybe what you ate? See, I have a pretty good memory, but I don't actually know off the top of my head what I was doing on June 28th of 2022. I'm pretty sure I probably went to work, probably drank coffee and water, and the rest I couldn't really tell you, other than, if I looked into my social media to see what I posted, or in my camera roll to see if I took a picture or a screenshot of something or a video. But I want you to think, were you in a bad mood? Did you get into like a little bit of a argument or a disagreement with someone you love? The reason I'm asking you is because you probably don't remember. There's a large possibility that you probably didn't even take a picture that day. You probably didn't even take a video that day. But that time still happened. So now we come forth to present day. And I want to ask you, was there a phone call that you should have made today that you didn't because you let it slip? Is there someone that you could have called today that you would have called, but other circumstances have happened that you weren't able to call them? In theory, and saying these things, shouldn't this be something that we learn from our mistakes and stop making them? Shouldn't that really signal to us that we're taking all this time for granted, that we take the people in our lives for granted, that we take our health, ourselves, that we take those things for granted? I know right now, as a listener, you might be thinking, okay, so is this about time or is this about taking things for granted? It's about both, I think. I think the time that we spend with those that we care about is important. And I'm here to tell you, against the popular belief of everyone, social media is what we have and is what unites us. And I don't think that if you post a couple videos or post a couple pictures on social media and you spend a little bit of time on there, I don't think that makes you less present than someone else. I think it could lead to the amount of time you're spending on there, sure. But if you're a person that says, well, I don't go on social media, or I just don't feel like holding my phone, I love that for you. But I want you to listen to yourself when you say that, because there is a possibility that maybe you're not spending as much time on your phone, or maybe you're not spending as much time reading or watching something, but you're spending plenty of time in your head talking down to yourself. You're spending plenty of time not doing the things that you want and love to do. And I don't mean living a life of frivolousness and spending all your money and not being smart. Those are not the things that I'm talking about. I'm simply talking about the time that you spend hurting yourself, both physically and emotionally. All the times that you put all this doubt in your head, that you go in your life and you keep just, I'm going to say galloping. If you can imagine a horse galloping through a field, you're just running through a field, not doing anything productive with the time that you do have. And I know that this sounds like a blunt episode, and I'm here to tell you that it is. I would never put anything out there to you, dear listener, if it's not something that I've told myself or that I am telling myself. I'm here to serve you with the wake-up call that many receive every single day, whether it's the passing of a loved one, your health declining, realizing that you don't have the time that you thought you did, watching your children grow, watching your spouse get older, watching yourself get older, watching time pass and feeling like you're not moving. The truth is, we have all put habits into place that have brought us to this very moment, that have brought us to things that we have brought ourselves. We make the time. Well, it's funny to say because we don't actually make the time, but we arrange it in ourselves to spend time with people and doing things as if we have all the time in the world. And to a degree, we really don't. And this isn't an episode to say, like, do this to get the best of your time or put this into play to make the best of your time. No, it's more of an episode to say or to question, what are you doing with your time? How did you best serve yourself and those around you and those that you love with the time that you have right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, today. So I want to give you a couple of things that have worked for me in the past, especially most recently in this beginning of the year, that I found myself maybe putting things off or just taking things for granted a little bit. And these things on a daily have helped me refocus, recenter, reevaluate the different things that are important to me and hopefully would be important to you. Number one, if it takes 2 minutes or less, just do it right now. Whether it's sending a quick text, making a quick phone call, just do it now. The chances of you regretting not doing those things is so much higher, and it takes less than 2 minutes to do. Just do them now. Number two, if it takes longer than 2 minutes, set an appointment with yourself and do it at a scheduled time. And this is a little bit tricky because sometimes when we put reminders in our phones, I'm really guilty of this. I'll put a reminder on my phone and I'll leave it pending. And then it gets pending for like a day or two and I'm like, oh snap, I forgot to do that. I need to do that. And what's helped me more recently is to say, I set this appointment, I'm doing this thing because I set the time for it, because I honor the commitments that I make to myself. So if it's on my lunch, I'm going to make those 3 phone calls for XYZ things that need to get done, I honor that commitment. I honor myself and I give myself that time. Number 3, stop taking yourself for granted. Yeah, you. We always hear about teaching others how to treat us or not letting others take advantage of us. But how about you? The person that you see in the mirror. You're taking yourself for granted. You will never be this young, this youthful, this muscular, this full of life ever again. So like I said before, wear the outfit. Make the phone call, take the pictures, do the videos, feel the feelings, write your thoughts down. Do it now. Because you could lose your ability to write tomorrow. And all those things that you want to remember, that you want to do, you're not doing them. Because you're too focused on talking yourself out of it. Or you're too focused on being like, oh no, did I do this? Oh no, the kitchen's not clean. Oh no, the laundry. Oh no, the responsibilities that are going to be there inevitably. Stop taking yourself for granted. And number 4, last but not least, give yourself grace. There are hard days, maybe things that slip through the cracks. But on those hard days, make sure that you remember to give yourself grace. Time is so important, and it does not serve you to be hard on yourself. The more time you waste on being hard on yourself, on taking those thoughts, on channeling them, on being hard on yourself, is not time that you get back. In closing, I want to dedicate this episode to Scott, my father-in-law. A husband, a father, a pop. The last 3 months have been unreal. They've been an adjustment. We miss you so much. And I hope that the cigars on the other side are everything. We love you. Thank you for listening. Come back again next week for another episode of You the Boss podcast.